What if your artwork is not the real thing? It's a big risk when you're buying art as to whether you're actually getting what you paid for. There are two key issues. One's provenance and one's illegitimacy. Can you trace back that artwork to the original artist? Is there a clear chain of ownership from the artist to you? And if you can't trace it back, you've got a provenance issue. It's about establishing a chain of ownership from the artist all the way through to yourself. But it's not always easy to do. The National Gallery of Victoria had the Van Gogh Head of a Man. They'd purchased this for $5 million. Then there came the suggestion that it wasn't legitimate. So they got it tested and it turns out that it wasn't, and they've had to revalue that item way down from its initial estimate of $5 million. In terms of legitimacy, that's also a big issue. So if you've acquired a genuine article, but it actually was, for example, acquired through crime, you have to return it. So two cases. One, if there was artwork ever passed through the Nazis, if it was acquired by the Nazis and you've now purchased it, you actually have to return it to the original owners, and you don't get any compensation for that. You just have to do it. There's also a very well-known art dealer called Subhash Kapoor who was selling artworks all around the world, and he sold some stuff to the National Gallery of Victoria, and I think also into the New South Wales Gallery as well. He sold a dancing Shiva to the National Gallery of Victoria for $5 million. Well, it turns out that he was arranging for theft from shrines and temples in India and illegitimately taking those items and then selling them on. And because he was well known and trusted, you've got these reputable institutions buying these items off him. Now the Indian government is asking the National Gallery of Victoria to return this dancing Shiva. Now, Subhash has gone to jail. So the National Gallery is out $5 million. They can try and recover that from him, but he's bankrupt, and they just have to give the item back. So the legitimacy and provenance is big issues in the art world. So the question is, can you insure against it? Unfortunately, it's very hard insurance to get, and the answer is probably no. There are some insurers who offer it, but the process they go to give you the cover is they check the provenance and legitimacy of the article anyway, so by the time they've offered you the cover, you pretty much don't need the cover. So what can you do? How do you protect yourself? The key is you have to make sure you check the documentation or have an expert, an art valuer or art dealer, check the provenance for you. Make sure the provenance is right, that you can trace it back to its original owner, no matter how, or original artist, no matter how many iterations it's been through. And if you can do that, then you can have comfort that in fact the artwork is genuine. If you need help being put in touch with an expert, then please contact us, because we have a panel that we deal with regularly and can certainly put them in touch with you to help you through that process.